Hey Wise Beauties, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I wanted to come and share with you all how I lost over 111 pounds. Now, I'll be honest with y'all, I definitely use different tools. I definitely use different modalities and techniques to help me get this weight off. And I also had the most patience that I could have with myself possible. Okay, so I did not lose over 111 pounds overnight. It was definitely a process that I am still in the process of doing because I still plan on losing 20 to 30 more pounds. Now, for the most part, it was done naturally, but I do want to come and share with you the things that were not so natural that I did as well. Patiently, it was with a whole lot of self-love. This transformation, again, did not happen overnight. It started with one simple decision, and that was to do something different. Can I make it through it? Those were my thoughts. Now, it started out with one habit. Every single day I woke up and I put some green juice in my stomach as the very first thing I had in my stomach. This was a ritual that I developed and practiced for a little over a year. And just to specify, I took the green juice on an empty stomach. And that was just before I went to go work out for 45 minutes to an hour. Now you have to realize that for me, movement was medicine, and it still is to this day. So I would do a 45-minute HIIT workout, honestly. That's how much I did. And I would like to share that if I don't work out, I don't feel right, okay? The next thing I did was adopted intermittent fasting. It was not intentional. It kind of happened, I guess, naturally. But my eating window was anywhere from 9 to 5 p.m. I wanted to make sure that I didn't have anything in my stomach. So at least 4 to 5 hours before I went to bed, I wanted to make sure that I had my final meal for the day. Now, I started to read into how you really gain weight and how you really lose weight, and I found that the majority of people who have a weight problem or who are prone to gaining weight, they have a carbohydrate sensitivity. They are a lot of the times insulin resistant. And so in my studies, I found that when you don't eat refined carbohydrates and sugars and things of that sort, your insulin resistance comes down. That can help you to lose weight by default. So just by cutting out carbs and sugars, that will help you to lose weight, and that's what I did. Naturally, from there, I started to figure out that meat was one of the only things, especially red meat, all the meats, fish, I don't eat pork, but pork, chicken, turkey, the meats, all these meats help to lose weight. Why? Because they fill you up without stimulating your insulin. So I was doing some research on the carnivore diet, and I found that a lot of people had some amazing health benefits, and weight loss was one of them. And there you have it. I adopted a more carnivore lifestyle, but I wouldn't call it that because I definitely eat fruits and vegetables. I would be more considered a ketovore that eats fruit. Okay. I learned to listen to my body, and my body was telling me it likes meat, it likes vegetables, it likes fruit. Okay. And so listening to my body really helped me to get that weight off, because not listening to my body is what put that weight on me. Every time I was eating the food that had me at almost 300 plus pounds, I was sick. I woke up sick, so I wasn't listening to what my body was telling me to do. But what I noticed is that the person I am after the 111 plus pounds of weight loss, the kind of person I am is I listen to my body now. And now that I listen to my body, there's no way I can get back up to that position or that weight in my life again, because I listen to my body. I know when I eat foods that make me feel like shit, right? And I know when I eat foods that make me feel wonderful, okay? And I just choose to eat the foods that make me feel good, okay? I also learned to be okay with hunger. I don't know if this is standard American behavior. It is okay to not eat. It's actually good. You see, we always have something in our stomach. That means that that poor organ can't get a break. That poor organ doesn't know what it feels like to feel clean. You know what I'm saying? Your stomach needs a break. Your colon needs a break. Your liver, your kidneys need a break. And it is okay to be hungry. Okay? You may feel a little hungry, but it's also very, very cleansing. Okay? I really started to embody the fact that I am eating to live. I'm not living to eat. It's not the other way around. Say it with me now. We eat to live, not live to eat. Okay? That mindset changed my life. It really did. Okay, so it is totally okay to be hungry and listen to your body. I'm not telling you to be starving. I'm not telling you to not eat. I am telling you that it is okay that when you don't eat for some time, you won't die. Okay? It's actually beautifying. The other thing I did was annual detox and cleanses. This is going to be a little nasty to talk about, but I want to be honest with you all. So I think it was 2020 when I began to use green coffee bean colon cleanses. Okay, so yes, I definitely adopted colon cleanses, enemas, colonemas into my lifestyle. It is a part of my life. It's not going anywhere. I definitely would recommend you to do some kind of cleanse, some kind of detox to help keep everything moving as it should, right? So if your house is never cleaned, you really can't enjoy the benefits of living in your house, right? Once you clean that house and it's sparkling and squeaky clean, you just feel good, right? Same thing goes for your body, okay? Again, my food triggers. I was very sensitive to carbohydrates and refined sugars, okay? So I definitely had to cut back on all of that. Now, water. Hydration is everything. If you're not going to the bathroom, if you're not peeing regularly, you're probably not drinking enough water. And it's okay to put a little bit of electrolytes in your water too. Maybe some sea salt or electrolyte drink mix. Just get your water in and make sure it's hitting every cell of your being, okay? Now, going to the bathroom a lot definitely means that you are flushing out toxins. So I also want to let you all know, again, I want to be transparent. I want to be honest. In 2023, I began to take prescription semaglutide for 6 months to a year. That helped me to lose up to 29 pounds. Although it did what it needed to do, semaglutide or any of those GLP-1 agonists or receptors, however you say it, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of how it makes me feel, and I feel as though it left me with some lingering discomforts that maybe I'll make a video around, and I've actually mentioned it on the channel, and things of that sort. However, I did take semaglutide for about 6 months to a year in 2023 or 2024, I can't remember, a few years back, and lost 29 pounds with it. Okay? I don't know if I said this in this video, I'm pretty sure that I did, but again, I have been body sculpting using cavitation, using radio frequency, vacuum therapy, vibration therapy, red light therapy, HIFU, cold therapy, cold exposure, heat therapy, heat exposure, all those things I have been doing since 2020, okay? And I took it up to the next level in 2024 and I began to use fat dissolvers, and whew, they were game changing, okay? They were game changers. So I definitely began to start using fat dissolvers in my abdomen area. They did not help me lose weight. They helped burn fat around my abdomen area, around my abdominals, okay? So when I get on the scale, although the scale says something lighter than I've seen since 2016, after I do a liquid lipo shot, a fat dissolving shot, I'm not going to get on the scale and it say anything different. However, in about 4 to 6 weeks after my skin cell cycle turns over, I will notice a more contoured appearance, okay? And so the very next thing was that I really got grounded in a lot of self-love for myself. I began to realize that I had been pouring into my people, my loved ones, so much that I physically did not have enough bandwidth. I didn't have a large enough capacity to give back to myself. And I had to realize that either I had to make more room, I had to create more space, or I had to limit what I was pouring off into the others and pour more into me, because I was literally killing myself while giving life to other people, okay? And so I had to really, really, really dig deep into my self-love and start to give more attention and affection and care to myself. Okay, and now that I mentioned grounding, I definitely added grounding into my life. I sleep grounded, my sheets are grounded, my bed sheets are grounded, and as soon as my feet hit the floor, the first thing they do is touch a grounding mat. So I'm grounding all throughout the day, trying to stay grounded, quite literally, okay? Now, I had to completely shift my mind frame around weight loss. Here's a quick story. I had some family come into town a few years back. At this point, I had already been about 70 to 80 pounds down. I wanted to lose more weight, and I was kind of discouraged at the fact that I hadn't lost more weight at that point. Something in the back of my head told me, girl, since the last time you seen them, you had lost 80 pounds. They're going to be baffled, okay? You need to acknowledge the headway that you had made. You need to acknowledge where you are at right now, because where you are at right now is closer to where you were going than where you came from, okay? And I needed to really, really acknowledge the body that I had in that moment, okay? And I'll tell you what, my company came and they were telling everybody, oh my God, she looks great. She looks amazing. She really did it. She's really got, what are her secrets? And it was like, I was actually just beating myself up, not thinking that I did good enough. But really, I had to tell myself, no, I did better than most. And then the other people's whispers confirmed it, okay? So my mindset had to shift a lot to lose that amount of weight, okay? And confidence was definitely a big catalyst. I had to look at myself in the mirror and I had to remind myself how far I have come and how good I look. Do not compare yourself to other people, because my body does not like to lose weight easy. I don't know if it's because of the insulin resistance. I don't know what it is. It takes a lot more for me to lose weight than a lot of other people. My husband, for instance, he can lose 5 pounds in a day. I don't know why he would, but I'm telling you, he could. He he bulks up fast. So when he's working out, he gets cut fast. Their bodies are different. I know that there's different kind of body types: mesomorph, endomorph, and ectomorph. Okay, so depending upon which part of the scale or the spectrum that you fall on is how your body takes to weight loss and weight gain. However, my body takes to weight loss very slowly. I don't lose weight fast. And saying that to say, it took a lot of patience for me to get to a place where I am 111 pounds down. At my heaviest, I felt like I was sitting in a bucket of cement. That means that when I walked, my legs felt so heavy. It felt like I was dragging sandbags with me everywhere I went. Okay? And so it took patience to get from there to where I am right now. And I had to be patient with myself. Okay? The last thing I will be completely honest with you all about is, yes, there were laxatives involved. I was not above taking a Dulcolax here and there just to regulate my bowels. It's gross, but it is what it is, what it is, what it is. And I may have left a lot of the details out. I think that it's worth mentioning. I live a very low stress life and I get great sleep every single night. Again, I'm sure I left a lot of the details out because this has definitely been a journey. However, this is what I have for today's video. This is how I lost over 111 pounds and the steps that I took to get to where I am right now. It was hard. It took a long time. It's not done yet. I'm not in the end phases. I'm again still have about 30 pounds that I want to get off, but even being 111 plus pounds, because sometimes I yo-yo between that, I can technically tell you I've lost over 120 pounds, but I'll keep it in that 111 range because again, weight loss is a algorithm. It goes up and it goes down and it goes up and it goes down, okay? And you have to be patient with yourself because of that, okay? And so this is a journey. It's not going to be perfect. It'll be faster for some, slower for others, but it's a real journey, okay? And as long as it's rooted in self-love, as long as you take care of self, you're going to get to where you're going, okay? I hope that my story inspired you. If you're on a journey, whether it's a weight loss journey, a financial upgrade journey, I encourage you to keep going. There's no rush. Remember, wise beauties, that the body follows the mind, not the other way around. Speak kindly to yourself. You got this. I'm Christina, and this is how I lost over 111 pounds. Thank you all so much for watching, liking, and subscribing to the channel, and I will see you all in the future. Bye.